All right, second graders, it is time for chapter 11 and chapter 12 today. All right, let's see. The last time, I think Lulu got Cordelia, and Cordelia was very obsessed with herself. So we're going to see what happens with Cordelia. Okay, chapter 11. Lulu, filled with impatience, was standing on Mr. and Mrs.'s porch, and she was late. Fleshman was waiting patiently under a tree, and he was holding on to Pookie, who immediately fell asleep, and gently patting Brutus, who promptly pooped. Mr. and Mrs. weren't upset about Lulu being late because they were busy looking for Cordelia, who, even with Lulu's help, could not be found. Fleshman watched Mr. and Mrs. and Lulu calling, Cordelia, Cordelia, as they poked and prodded the junk pile on the porch. And then, because it was getting too late, and even though Lulu scowled a stay out of this scowl, he joined them. Handing the two dogs to Lulu, Fleshman knelt by a pile of junk and started speaking softly in a language that nobody else knew on the front porch. Well, nobody but Cordelia, because as soon as he started talking, she came popping out of the pile and yapping blissfully, went waddling over to Fleshman. It's Cordelia, shouted Mister. It's Cordelia, shouted Mrs. It's time, announced Lulu, for me to go. Quickly taking over, she attached Cordelia's leash to Cordelia's collar and holding on to all three dogs, Pookie against her chest and the other two on leashes, she turned to Fleshman, nodded, and said, I'm leaving. That nod was maybe Lulu saying thank you, or maybe not. Fleshman, though not invited, was leaving with Lulu. But Mr. and Mrs. first had two questions to ask. What kind of language did Fleshman speak to Cordelia? And what exactly did he say? Well, I spoke German, Fleshman explained, because Cordelia is a dachshund, and dachshunds are German. I also know how to speak French to poodles in French. Then he told Mr. and Mrs. what he said to Cordelia to make her come out of hiding. But I really don't feel like discussing that right now. There's a picture of Cordelia. Chapter 12. 6.5 minutes later, evening up with Brutus and Pookie, Cordelia pooped. The end. All right, what do you think is going to happen next? She has all three of the dogs. They went to the bathroom. But what's going to happen next? The book's not over yet. All right, we'll see you next time.